Second fatal federal shooting in Minneapolis spurs outrage and protest. Minneapolis, a federal immigration enforcement operation in Minneapolis turned deadly in late January after 37-year-old Alex Pretti was shot and killed by federal agents, intensifying public scrutiny of immigration enforcement tactics and sparking widespread protests. Pretti, an ICU nurse and U.S. citizen, was in downtown Minneapolis when the encounter occurred during a large-scale federal immigration operation. According to authorities, agents opened fire after claiming Pretti posed a threat. However, video footage reviewed by journalists and witnesses shows Pretti holding a phone rather than a weapon in the moments leading up to the shooting, raising serious questions about the official account. Footage indicates that Pretti was pepper-sprayed and tackled by officers before shots were fired. Federal officials have stated that agents believed he was armed and resisting, but those claims have been disputed by his family, witnesses at the scene, and civil rights advocates. The killing marked the second fatal shooting involving federal immigration agents in Minneapolis within weeks. Earlier in the month, another resident was killed during a separate enforcement action, fueling growing concern over the scale and intensity of federal operations in the region. Public outcry and protests. News of Pretti's death triggered immediate protests across Minneapolis, with demonstrators demanding accountability, transparency, and an end to aggressive enforcement practices. Vigils were held in his memory, and thousands gathered downtown to call for justice and independent investigations. State and city officials condemned the incident, with Minnesota's governor and Minneapolis mayor calling for a full and transparent review. Local leaders have also raised concerns about federal authorities operating with limited coordination or oversight from state agencies. Legal and political fallout. In response to mounting pressure, legal action was taken to ensure that body camera footage and other evidence related to the shooting is preserved. Disputes have emerged over who should have access to the evidence and whether state investigators will be allowed to participate fully in the investigation. At the federal level, officials have defended the broader immigration enforcement effort while acknowledging that the shooting is under review. Lawmakers from both parties have called for greater transparency and clarity surrounding the use of force by federal agents. A broader debate. Friends and colleagues remember Alex Pretti as a dedicated healthcare worker who cared deeply about his community. His death has become a focal point in a national debate over immigration enforcement, law enforcement accountability, and civil liberties. As investigations continue, the incident has heightened tensions in Minneapolis and renewed calls for reform, with many questioning how federal immigration operations are conducted far from the nation's borders and at what cost.